Hey everybody, Big Red Live. I'm your host, Josh, coming to you once again from Appalachian State University. Tonight we have a special live stream as we welcome in Burke County legend, East Burke Cavalier legend, Tyler Shatley. Tyler, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, Josh. Thanks for having me on, man. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Like I said, first week of
Good.
classes up here at App, still trying to get accustomed to the schedule this semester. So it's always different every semester.
Yeah.
Tyler, first thing I wanted to ask you, as we always do with our guests, you're a retired NFL player now.
Yep.
How's the retired life been treating you so far?
Oh, man, it's been great. I've had a lot of time to get into some other hobbies, things I haven't gotten to do before. Getting a lot of time to spend with the kids, which has been nice. We had a great summer. A lot of water parks, a lot of time at the beach. I've taken up surfing lately. Really been enjoying that, and yeah, the kids just started back to school, so we're getting a little bit of a little bit of a routine now. Um, yeah, man, just getting to hang out at the house, enjoy the time with the family and the kids. So it's been awesome.
I know a lot of former athletes say they still stay somewhat close to the game. Do you still find yourself close to a football field somewhere?
Yeah, so I coach my son's flag football team. That's about as close as I am right now. I've had some opportunity. I've had some people reach out about working with some guys. But like I said, right now I'm really focusing on just I want to coach my son, and right now that's just what I'm having the most. Like I'm having so much fun doing that, man. So that's the extent of my football coaching or standing on the field right now. But honestly, it's a lot more fun. I think when people want me to come back, they want me to coach offensive line. I'm like, man, that's kind of boring. I'd rather go coach the kids how to run and catch and throw the football. All the stuff I didn't get to do.
Absolutely, Tyler. We're going to go ahead and talk about this Friday. Obviously, a very special event's going on this weekend to recognize you as an all-time great athlete for East Burke football. You're getting your jersey retired this Friday. First off, how's it feel to have your jersey retired at East Burke?
Man, well, it's just such an honor. And I'd be remiss not to just shout out all the guys that were there that were part of it. All the coaches, all the guys I played with. I mean, none of that would have happened if I hadn't had such a great team around me. It was truly just such a special time, and one of my, I mean, just honestly, my favorite time playing football with those guys, with those coaches, that team. So that'll be a really special moment to be back at East Burke, to get to watch the game, kind of, I don't know, relive some glory days, I guess.
That was actually That's a good thing you brought that up because that was actually one thing I was going to ask you. Obviously you returned back to East Burke after this NFL career, this college career that you had. What's it going to feel like just walking into Danny Williams Stadium, Danny Williams Field on Friday night, and just being able to relive the Friday night lights?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited. I've been back once or twice. I haven't been able to get back as much as I'd like to. Just obviously, football seasons during football season, so like I've been kind of busy. But man, I'm so stinking excited. I've been to a couple games, like local high school games around here, um, and just it's all the same. You hear the band playing, and it just kind of brings back a lot of memories. But I'm really excited to go back to be back at East Burke. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what it's going to be like in the moment, but I can tell you I'm very excited.
Let's talk about some of your memories in high school. What are some of your favorite memories from your playing days at East Burke?
I love just. There's obviously a lot of big games that we played in. I think it's my junior year. We had like a real close. Like I think we might win into overtime with Maiden. Big games like that. But honestly, the stuff I remember the most is just the time spent together. As playing football in high school, like these are the guys that you've grown up with, guys that you've played football with for years, and you know, guys that you've became a man with, and so it's so cool to get to experience that with all your buddies, get to play with it, play ball with them. But it's the time in between, it's the hanging out after the game, it's going to eat before the game, it's all the things in between That's the stuff I really remember and I really just cherish, and I miss that, because as I've gotten older with different with football, it's not as the longest I've ever played with somebody was, I think there was like one or two guys I played like 6 years. Well, the one guy played like 8 years here in Jacksonville, and that's uncommon. But there's no other level of sports where getting to play football with a guy that you grew up with, that you've known since kindergarten. So it's such a cool aspect of high school football.
Well, let's talk about the East Burke community. Obviously, they're a very tight knit community that really supports the Cavaliers on Friday evenings. How important was the East Burke community in not only helping get where you are today, but just shaping your career as a whole?
Yeah, it was so important. I mean, growing up, like that's kind of when setting my foundation for life. Learning, kind of learning the ropes, figuring stuff out. And man, like the community around there was so supportive. Um, it's always so great to just see everybody out there on Friday nights. Everyone was so supportive, and it wasn't just on the field. It was seeing people out in the community. Once again, just going back to like these are people that I know, that I knew from growing up, people that my parents were friends with, that local business owners, people you see around town. And what's cool about it too is that it wasn't just, hey, this is Tyler the football player. This is Tyler, our neighbor, our friend, our the kid part of the community. And that's what's really cool about it. It was so much bigger than just football. And it's truly, they talk about it takes a village to raise a child, and it's just cool to kind of like that was my village. Those were the people that I grew up around. And I'm just so appreciative of every person that just played a part in that, of me growing up.
Well, let's look back at your professional career now that you're in the retired life. Looking back at your time with the Jaguars, what was the most rewarding part of your professional career?
I would say the most rewarding part was honestly the opportunities that I had to, one, I'd say, to go places that I would never gone otherwise. I joke all the time, like every year when we go to London, which we went we went a lot. I was just thinking, I was like, who in the world, like if you'd have told me, I'd have gone to play football in London 10 times in my life, that would not have been on my bingo card. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And just like what a cool opportunity that was to go see that. I mean, really just travel around to so many big cities and just see stadiums, and also just to get to meet so many people from different walks of life. Um, Such a cool opportunity, to play with guys from all over the United States, and even like some guys from not from the United States, getting to meet so many cool people. That's one of the things I really love about football is it's just a melting pot of like all different kinds of people, and and that's just the players. If you add in coaches and training staff, like there's truly nothing like it in the sense of you just get exposed to so many different people and things, and I'm so appreciative of that.
Talking about, we're going to flip the script back to East Burke for a second here. Let's talk about your journey overall at East Burke. Who were some coaches, teammates, and mentors that had the biggest impact on your journey?
Yeah, East Burke. I mean, every coach I had was excellent, and they'll have to forgive me if I don't remember everyone. But I mean, I can just remember certain things. When I came in as a freshman, Coach Presley, linebackers coach, I still to this day, he had just the most stout forearm flipper when we do this little drill, and I was like, dude, like, I don't know how he's so strong. It used to blow my mind. Coach Biggs was just a great head coach. Really cared about us, poured into us. Coach Baldwin, he had us running the wing tee. Just it was an incredibly smart man and a great coach. And a million others on the way. Like I coached Buffmore on the defensive line for a bit, and like I said, I know I'm forgetting much of them. Coach Fletcher, all the guys, uh, they're all just so impactful. And then even outside of that, coaches that wrestling was a big sport for me. And, Coach Crisp and Coach Lell, great guys, really just pouring in to the athletes. And that's one of the things like I really appreciate, especially about high school sports, is the coaches are so much more than just coaches. They're mentors, and they have such a big impact, and they're shaping, the minds of the young men and women that are coaching. And so it is much appreciated. And yeah, they are truly heroes.
Absolutely, Tyler. And I can speak from firsthand account from seeing these different programs, seeing these coaches, how they coach up their kids. They
Yeah.
don't get enough recognition for the amount of hours that they put into the job. I mean, you're working tirelessly every weekend, watching game film, then watching film of another team, getting ready to game plan for another team, and then having to be able to handle all the kids that you have on the team as well. I mean, it's something that doesn't go unnoticed by some people, especially the people that are up close and up front with it.
Dude, absolutely. And that, like you said, when you're just preparing for games, and it's one of those things like you until you get a little bit older, you don't really have an appreciation for it. And I really didn't have an appreciation until I started coaching my son. And I realized I was like, dude, I mean, I'm working with 10, 12 kids, and that's a lot. I'm like, well, I can't imagine having a full football team out here of, 40, 50 kids, and then game planning. And, like I said, I'm just doing flag football. There's only 5 of them out there on the field at a time. I can't imagine trying to game plan for 11, and my job's at stake. Worst thing that could happen in flag football is, I don't know what, we lose a game and we all go to Chick-fil-A afterwards. It's still a good day, but I can't imagine just actually having to game plan, and then also, like I said, like and still mentor and still pour into these guys. It's truly remarkable.
Well, I know one thing. For any athlete, any East Burke athlete that sees you on Friday night, they would love to seek you for advice. What advice would you give to the young athletes who dream about, playing at the next level, or just athletes that just need advice at the young stage of their career?
Yeah, I would say the two sides of it. One, just and for any sport, I think we live in a society where we're always looking for the quick fix, the quick, like, oh, what's the everyone wants a hack right now. What's a like a hack to get to where I want to get to faster. I mean, I would say that there are no shortcuts. It is time on task. It is just getting your reps in. It's being willing to fail. Honestly, that's one of the things I wish I had um, accepted earlier, is that failure will get you further, and like accepting that you will fail at some point will get you so much further. I feel like I lived a lot of my life, especially when I was younger. Like, I was always bigger, and I was always afraid to fail. I was always afraid to be, to lose. And I feel like I turned down a lot of challenges. And I think that's something that I wish I hadn't done, because I think I could have challenged myself more and had a higher ceiling. Um, so yeah, that's what I'd say is just like, putting the time in and then not being afraid to fail, man. Like that's where you learn. Do it early and often. Find ways to lose and get beat and learn, and so that way it doesn't sting. And then outside of sports, I would say enjoy the time with your friends, because like we talked about earlier, man, this time when you're playing ball with people you grew up with, people that you go to school with, it's not long, and they'll be gone. And then from then on, you're going to spend the rest of your life trying to find that community and that thing where like, oh, like we're all together in this and we're trying to like strive for something, and these are my best friends. It's, as life comes at you, and with school, it's you get busy, it's hard to keep up with people. So enjoying that time with the people you're with, especially in high school, that's what I'd really encourage the kids to soak up those moments.
A lot of people chimed in when we posted about your jersey retirement about, how humble you are as an athlete, and particularly talking about it means a great deal that to you, and despite the success that you have obtained, you have never forgotten where your roots are. Once again, talking about the community, what does that mean to you and just the statement, just to hear something like that you've never forgotten your roots of where you come from.
Yeah, it means a lot. That's one of my things that I pray that that's how I'm perceived and that's how I played the game, was that people would be like, man, that guy, like, I don't know how you recognize that, but like, you know what I'm saying? Someone that's just like plays with like a humble spirit of someone who like doesn't forget where they come from. Not I guess you say not too big for my britches kind of thing. Because like you say, I mean, like the community, like my family, like that is what shaped me, and to look past it, to say like to move on would be crazy to not acknowledge that how much like that I wouldn't be where I am today without that community, without my family, without my teammates and those coaches. Um, to think that we can do anything, any of this stuff on our own would be just wildly inaccurate. And it means a lot that somebody would say that. It's um, just very appreciative that like that's something that people can see.
Well, lastly, how do you want people to remember your time as an East Burke Cavalier?
I think like what I said, I really hope that people saw someone that went out there and gave his best effort, that tried hard and was a good teammate. Um, Records, man, like whatever it is, like people are gonna come. Like there's gonna be 1,000 athletes come through East Burke. They're gonna be more athletic than me, like better, faster, stronger, whatever. I hope that when people think about that, they remember that they think that like I was a good teammate and that I gave everything I had, and I gave like just I put all my effort and energy into it. I hope that they could see that, because like I said, truly at the end of the day, that's the only thing that you can measure in the moment. Everything else, dude, will come and go. People will come along. There'll be different athletes, better athletes, whatever. But the moments that we can't get back, just being that good teammate, being there for your friends. Um, that's the stuff I hope. That's the stuff I hope I'm remembered for.
Well, Tyler, one last thing I wanted to give you. I wanted to give you the floor
Okay.
to send your message out to Cavalier Nation about this Friday night. What is your message to Cavalier Nation?
I would love for everyone to come out. 7:30. We're playing West Iredell. Would love to see everybody out there supporting the guys that are playing right now. Um, I know it makes a difference. I think everyone knows it. It just makes such a difference when everyone comes out. It creates such a good atmosphere. It's so much fun to play. So I would encourage everyone to come out, support the guys, and look forward to seeing everybody out there.
Well, Tyler, we appreciate you for coming out and talking to us. We know that this stuff was a bit short noticed, and like I said before, we're always grateful to have you on, and we look forward to seeing you on Friday night when you see that jersey get retired.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, Josh. Thanks for having me on, man.
Absolutely.